The everyman from Brockton, meet Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty. He lived in Brockton, Massachusetts, a place known for its tight-knit community and humble beginnings. A regular guy, you know, Keith Gill. He was just like any of us, living a simple life, enjoying the little things.
But online, I was Roaring Kitty. I had a passion for sharing my thoughts on stocks and investments with the world. I wasn't some Wall Street hotshot. I didn't have a fancy office or a team of analysts. I wasn't a slick stockbroker. I was just a regular guy with a love for numbers and a knack for spotting opportunities. I was just a dude. I liked video games. I spent my free time immersed in virtual worlds, just like many others. I liked digging into financial statements. I found joy in understanding the intricacies of a company's financial health. And boy, did I like GameStop. It wasn't just a store to me, it was a symbol of my childhood, a place where I spent countless hours.
See, Gill saw something in GameStop. He saw potential where others saw a dying retail chain. Not just nostalgia for childhood trips to the mall. He saw value. He saw a company that could reinvent itself. He believed in the company. He believed in its ability to adapt and thrive in a changing market. This wasn't about getting rich quick. It was about a deeper understanding of the market and the potential for long-term growth. At least, not at first. It started as a passion project, a way to prove that his analysis and instincts were right. It was about proving a point. It was about showing that with enough research and conviction, anyone could make a difference. He wanted to show everyone, maybe even himself, that a regular guy could take on Wall Street, that with enough determination and belief, the little guy could win. You're going to lose all your money, doubts and dreams in the Gill household. Gill's family? They weren't exactly thrilled. Imagine this. You're sitting at the dinner table. Your brother's talking about this stock GameStop. He's betting big, like life savings big. You'd be worried, right?
You're gonna lose everything.
That's what Gill's brother thought. But Gill? He doubled down. He kept buying GameStop. He kept streaming. He was like a stock market evangelist, preaching the gospel of GameStop to anyone who'd listen. And slowly, people started paying attention. GameStop, a diamond in the rough or a fool's errand. GameStop, for those who don't know, was struggling, big time. The rise of digital downloads, it was killing their business. Hedge funds were circling, they were betting against GameStop, they were shorting the stock, basically they were betting it would fail. But Gill, he had a different vision, he saw potential. He believed in the new CEO, Ryan Cohen. He saw a future for GameStop in the world of e-commerce and gaming. Was he crazy? Maybe. But sometimes it takes a little craziness to see what others miss. Rise of the Apes, the R Wall Street Bets phenomenon. Now, let's talk about Reddit, specifically a subreddit called R Wall Street Bets. It's a wild place. Imagine a casino, a meme factory, and a financial forum all rolled into one. It's where people go to gamble on stocks, share ridiculous memes, and occasionally make some money.
Gill, or Roaring Kitty as he was known there, became a legend.
He was the accidental leader of this ragtag band of investors.
They called themselves apes, and they were about to take on the biggest gorillas on Wall Street.
Section 5, Short Squeeze, Hedge Funds, Feel the Heat. The financial world was turned upside down as hedge funds, which had long been the titans of Wall Street, suddenly found themselves in a precarious position. As more people piled into GameStop, something amazing happened. It wasn't just a few investors, it was a massive collective effort by thousands of retail traders. The price started to skyrocket. What began as a small uptick quickly turned into a meteoric rise, defying all expectations and conventional market wisdom. Remember those hedge funds that were betting against GameStop? They started losing billions. Their strategies, which had always seemed foolproof, were now backfiring spectacularly. They were caught in what's called a short squeeze. This phenomenon occurs when a heavily shorted stock's price begins to rise, forcing short sellers to buy back shares at higher prices to cover their positions. It's a bit complicated, but basically they had to buy back the stock at a much higher price. This buying frenzy only pushed the price even higher, creating a vicious cycle. It was like watching a pack of hyenas turn on a pride of lions. The hunters had become the hunted, and the spectacle was both thrilling and terrifying to watch. The financial world was in chaos. Newsrooms were buzzing, analysts were scrambling to make sense of the situation, and traders were frantically trying to adjust their strategies. Nobody could believe what was happening. The sheer scale and speed of the price movement were unprecedented, leaving even seasoned market veterans in shock. This wasn't supposed to be possible. The idea that a group of retail investors could take on and defeat some of the most powerful hedge funds in the world was almost unimaginable. A bunch of Redditors taking down Wall Street giants? It was unheard of. Yet, here it was, unfolding in real time, a modern-day David versus Goliath story that would be talked about for years to come. Section 6. Silencing the Revolution. Our Wall Street Bets goes dark. Things were getting out of control. The stock market was in turmoil. Politicians were getting involved. And then, our Wall Street Bets went dark. The subreddit, the heart of the movement, was temporarily shut down. Some cried censorship. Others breathed a sigh of relief. The price of GameStop plummeted. The momentum was broken. Had the little guy been silenced? Was this the end of the revolution? Section 7. Robinhood to the rescue. Not so fast. Enter Robinhood, the app that promised to democratize finance. They were supposed to be on the side of the little guy, right? But then, they did something shocking. They restricted trading on GameStop. No more buying, only selling. People were furious. Accusations of market manipulation flew. Lawsuits were filed. The very app that was supposed to empower the little guy had seemingly turned against them. Section 8. Congressional hearings and the aftermath. The GameStop saga became a national obsession. Congressional hearings were held, celebrities weighed in, everyone had an opinion. Was this a populist uprising against Wall Street greed, or a dangerous example of market manipulation? The truth, as always, was complicated. There were no easy answers. But one thing was clear, the world of finance would never be the same. Section 9. A regular guy versus Wall Street, David versus Goliath 2.0. Gil's story resonated because it tapped into a deep vein of anger and frustration. People were tired of Wall Street getting away with murder while Main Street struggled. They saw Gil as a modern-day David, taking on the Goliath of Wall Street. The GameStop saga showed that the little guy could fight back. It may not have been a complete victory, but it was a wake-up call. Wall Street couldn't ignore the power of the people anymore. Section 10. The GameStop saga, a turning point for retail investing. The GameStop saga also highlighted the changing landscape of investing. Social media had become a powerful force capable of moving markets. Retail investors, once dismissed as dumb money, were now a force to be reckoned with. The rise of commission-free trading apps had democratized access to the markets. Anyone with a smartphone could become a trader, and as the GameStop saga showed, they could make a real impact. Section 11. Roaring Kitty's legacy, inspiration, or cautionary tale. So, what became of Roaring Kitty? Keith Gill, known by his online alias Roaring Kitty, became a household name during the GameStop stock frenzy. His passionate and detailed analysis of the stock captured the imagination of countless retail investors. Keith Gill retreated from the spotlight. After the media storm and the intense scrutiny, he chose to step back from public view, focusing on his personal life and family. He faced lawsuits and investigations. Regulatory bodies and legal entities were quick to question his role in the stock's meteoric rise, leading to a series of legal challenges that tested his resolve. But he also became a folk hero to some, a symbol of taking on the system. To many, he represented the little guy standing up against Wall Street giants, a modern-day David versus Goliath. The GameStop saga is a cautionary tale about the perils and promises of the stock market. It highlighted the volatility and unpredictability inherent in the financial markets, where fortunes can be made and lost in the blink of an eye. It's a reminder that even in the age of social media and democratized finance, there are still winners and losers. The democratization of stock trading platforms allowed everyday people to participate, but it also exposed them to significant risks. But it's also a story about the power of collective action, of how a group of determined individuals can come together to challenge the status quo. The collective effort of retail investors showcased the potential of unity and shared purpose, of what happens when ordinary people decide to challenge the status quo. It was a moment of empowerment for many, proving that with enough determination and solidarity, even the most entrenched systems can be questioned. And that in itself is something worth roaring about. The legacy of Roaring Kitty and the GameStop saga will be remembered as a pivotal moment in financial history, a testament to the power of individual voices and collective action.